Hi everybody, I hope that you are doing well. If you are working, I hope that you are staying really healthy. And I also hope if you're not, that you're staying inside and getting outside when you can. Today, I am actually going to be going over my speech or giving my speech about fast fashion, kind of what it is, what we can do to help, and also kind of things that you can just do by yourself at home that do make a difference. So my three main points are going to be what is fast fashion, like I just said, why is fast fashion a problem, and what we can do to make it better. So while I've got your attention, I'm going to ask if you can just kind of look at what you're wearing. I'm sure you're in sweats or something super comfy. I feel like that's kind of the wardrobe for everybody. But if you look at it, if you look at the tag, you probably notice that it's from H&M, Forever 21, Walmart, Target, Topshop, Zara, any brands that you can think of. Most of them are fast fashion. So fast fashion is the manufacturing of clothes really quickly. When you think about these companies, you really, honestly, when you go shopping, you don't really realize or think about where your clothes are from, what countries they're from, or kind of how did they get to your hands and so quickly. As a girl or as a person who used to be a fashion student, I really enjoyed or I still enjoy fashion weeks, and I get to see all the new clothes and the new things that they're bringing out. Now, when you look at that, if you look at H&M, even just check weekly, each week they have new clothes. That's pretty much what fast fashion is. So why is fast fashion a problem? Right here I've got some pictures on the side, and I wanted to include my PowerPoint to show these pictures because I think that they're very powerful. I've also got some facts, and I'm going to read off just a couple of them, not all of them, just because that is so many. But in the bottom right-hand corner is a building, and it is the fourth bullet point on the left. On April 24th, 2013, the Rana Plaza building in Bangladesh collapsed. 1,138 people died and another 2,500 were injured. So with that building had a lot of big companies in it and had their clothing brands being sewn, manufactured in there, and they also weren't getting paid the right amount. They weren't able to make enough money to eat or pay bills. A lot of the people that work in these companies and in these factories are going into debt or also just not able to even survive. So that's what I did want to kind of point out. And the building right there, you can see it is crashed. On the left of that picture, there are some people saying that we are on hunger strike until you take responsibility. A lot of our main manufacturers of clothes today don't pay the workers as they should. If you ask someone how much it was to make the shirt I'm wearing, it probably was $1, if that. I did get this shirt, I think, for like $24. I'm a big sale shopper, but still, that is a huge margin in numbers. The next fact I'm going to read off is the last one on the right side. Nearly 70 million barrels of oil are used each year to make the world's polyester fiber, which polyester fiber is in a lot of what we wear today. If you ever want to take a look at your tag and your clothes, you'll be able to see that a lot of the fabric probably consists of polyester. And it says, now it is the commonly most used one, and it also takes 200 years to decompose. When you think about that, girls especially, we go through clothes quite a bit, and we also can buy clothes that we don't even really want to use. I have done that myself, sadly, where I've bought an item of clothing, and I'll come back 6 months later, and the tag is still on it, and I kind of forgot about it. That is kind of what I'm trying to get you to think about when you're shopping from now on, that when you buy a piece of clothing, even though you throw it away and it's out of your sight, it goes somewhere else and it doesn't decompose. It's not like you're throwing out something that's recyclable. Within these pictures, if you also ever wanted to look it up yourself, you can look up dumps in fashion, and it's literally pounds and pounds of clothes in countries like Ghana, Bangladesh, just different countries in Africa that have all these landfill problems. Now I'm going to talk about ways that we can reduce fast fashion together as a community. Right now things are a little bit put on hold, and obviously you're not going to be buying secondhand clothes. But when things get back to normal and open back up, it is super fun to go thrifting. And also just remember to always donate your clothes. I think too, if you ever want to reach out to schools, I know a lot of schools will take those clothes and give them to their underprivileged students. Also, in this slide, that last picture on the left is buy less, choose well, and make it last. The reason that that's so important is because when you buy clothes, you want to think about the longevity of them. You might see a $3 shirt at Walmart, because I have before. They were sweatpants, and I really, really wanted them. But when I think about it, something's going to unravel or something's going to come undone before 6 months is over, and that will potentially just be a piece of clothing that I'm throwing away. So when I buy clothes now, I try to think and be a little bit more sustainable with my purchase, which just means that no, you don't have to spend $100 on a shirt, even though that's how people make it seem, but it just means that buy a little bit nicer clothing so you can make it last, and also stick to the basics as well. My conclusion and a quote that I kind of want to just end off with today is from a really great documentary that I fell in love with my freshman year of college, which was 4 years ago, called The True Cost. It kind of shows you the ins and outs of the fashion industry. It gets, interviews from workers, and you get to see how poorly they're treated, how much they don't get paid, just the whole thing. And so I think, it's important to really realize that when you buy something, it doesn't mean, or when you throw it away, it doesn't mean that it's gone, and it's also going to ruin up our planet. But I wanted to end today with a quote that says, what if we started by slowing down and not consuming so much stuff? Just because it's there and cheap and available. It's amazing how the process makes it financially, it makes it sense ethically, it makes sense environmentally. And that is from the director of the movie The True Cost. And on the right side of this slide, it is just kind of a chart on kind of how to be more sustainable. Really think if you need it. I am one of those shoppers that I buy things I don't need. But my whole speech today was just to give a little bit more depth on what fast fashion is, what you can do to make it better, and how you can support other communities to help as well. And I hope that you really enjoyed it, and I hope that you are all staying well inside and getting lots of rest and staying super healthy. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next speech.